You gave that good top?
I gave head. And I can for sure confirm I do not enjoy that. It was awful.
I've always thought, God bless him, because that does not seem like
my
a fun...
throat get expanded. I was like, this sucks.
It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. I've learned a lot over the years, a lot of things that I thought were like never possible, and Caitlin Clark has been proving a lot of it to be untrue. Like I never thought the WNBA would be, that women's basketball would be as popular as it is, and I certainly never thought that the WNBA would start a race war, but I believe we're here. I believe we're on the precipice of a race war because of women's basketball, and that is something I never, ever thought possible. Jackie Robinson's getting thrown in the mix on the internet. Caitlin Clark is now the, quote, modern-day Jackie Robinson from some folks, which is a scalding hot take I like.
Caitlin Clark's the first white woman to actually experience racism.
It's great. It's wild. I mean, there's no doubt race is a part of it, but, like, you know, she got a $30 million deal from Nike, and everyone else in the world except for her peers loves her. So I don't think we can put her in the Jackie Robinson category where, like, everywhere he went, he got, like, spit on. think Jackie had it a little rougher than Caitlin Clark. But what Caitlin Clark, I mean, there's, like, a full-blown...
The Yankees saw Jackie Robinson practicing or trying out on their field and kicked him off.
Crazy.
Like, get that fucking... I'm sure they used a word I'm not going to say.
Crazy.
Off my field.
That is nuts. Yeah, Caitlin's not, you know, quite experiencing that yet, but she is getting roughed up. And
she is, but like, so I've seen a couple of blogs written. I've seen a few things here and there. What's happening to her is what should happen to her.
I don't think so.
Like, I mean, they broke Connor Bedard's jaw this year.
Who's that? A hockey player?
He's the new young gun. Like, you go after the new young gun.
Yeah, hockey's different, though. Hockey's different than basketball.
I think it's... I saw some tweets like, this is why feminism won't exist, because women don't help. These fucking chicks should not be helping Caitlin Clark.
I think there's
competitors.
Yes, but they're not. This is not like competition. This is like we don't like the attention you get.
For sure do not like her,
yeah.
But they should act on that. That's sports.
I don't think that. I disagree with that. I don't think that's sports. I think when it's like within the game, that's fine. But like this is about the attention she's getting, the money she's getting. That's different than people being like, you're not as good as you think. Like, we're going to show you something on the court. Like, you're not as good as you are. This is just like we're like physically throwing you to the ground and like cheering. Like when you're cheering a personal foul, that's weird. That's weird. Angel Reese is like. We can talk about the rest of the league. Angel Reese is obsessed with Caitlin Clark.
It's all basically. This is one of those weird things where like every take is kind of right.
Yeah,
like for sure,
it's not
race is involved. It's not unprecedented. I think it is. I do think it is what what opponents should do. She should have someone on her team cleaning clocks.
So that's the main thing. That I don't know whether her teammates are also like fuck this bitch, or if they just didn't know what time it is, and maybe now going forward they'll do it, or if they're just all soft. But somebody has to be. That's the pride. It's like in hockey.
Yeah.
When you fuck around with the star, there's always
Nick
a goon
Foligno fought that guy later that game.
Right. Like I will. You can do it, but you are going to get fucking clocked the next play, and no one's doing that for her. So I don't know if they don't like her either or what. But it's like somebody's got to do something and it's like we're not. Basketball is weird where it's like this girl's fine, but that in basketball, like for where the ball was basically dead, it was about to be an inbound play, and you're just like hip checking someone. Yeah. That's a flagrant. That's usually an ejection.
That's a flagrant foul.
They called it a foul, and then after the fact they because it's just about intent. Like it doesn't have to be the outcome doesn't necessarily have to be like you're bleeding, but it's like that was you were not going for the ball.
But that's also I don't think that falls in the intent to injure. Category. It's like I intended to fuck with you.
Yes.
I didn't intend to injure you. I gave you a little hip check.
Right. I think that's but it's usually like you have to be making a play on the ball.
Yeah.
It has to be a basketball play. That was just like I'm hyped up. We just scored a basket, I think, like later in the game, and I just like lost track of myself and fucking hit you. Like hockey, you can kind of do that. Basketball. not so much.
Yeah.
But I think Skylar Diggins, I was just talking about Skylar Diggins and her pussy. We'll get to her in a second. Angel Reese getting up and like being like, is like.
But I mean, you know, at the same time, I guess
that's also fine. But then I don't want to hear like next time she's asked about Caitlin Clark, be like, I fucking hate the girl.
Yeah.
Because before, like at least during the college days, it was like it's all competition. This is good for women. It's like no, you fucking hate her.
Yeah.
And it's very obvious by your actions. So now make it obvious with your words too. You know,
she is. It's incredible. Like I've never seen anything like this. But again, where everyone's kind of right. Basically every point someone makes, I get it. I'm like, yeah, I see that. But it is silly too to pretend it is about race. They don't like her. Because she's white. Totally. We like her because she's white.
Yeah. Well, I don't.
The media, and by we, I don't mean. I mean the media likes her because she's white.
Right. And she's getting. But I also think there's something to that where it's like you don't see skinny white girls shoot the fucking lights out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like Eminem being a white rapper. It's like, oh my God, we've never seen this before. I think that if she was white and this good, she would still be like a superstar, but she wouldn't be like this instant
for
icon.
Sure.
You know?
It's like a Nepo baby thing. She's a white Nepo baby.
Right.
You're very talented. You're also bigger because you're Ethan Hawke's daughter.
Yeah. Your nepotism is your race. Yeah. You're getting it hand down from all of the white people. But if she was not white, these girls would love her. If she was black and getting this attention, I think her fellow teammates and fellow peers would be like, she's awesome.
Probably, but I don't know about awesome.
I don't think they'd be like throwing her down on the fucking ground.
It wouldn't be this level, but I don't think you'd be welcome with open arms either. I mean, you're the savior of a sport where people are like, hey, we're doing all right. You know, and probably they're not.
So that's where when people bring up like,
but
LeBron,
they are too. Like their games were watched, but they sell out. They're like they draw big crowds. So I'm not speaking for their bottom line and shit like that. But like the crowds are big at WNBA games.
Are they?
I think it might be
because I just saw the Indiana Fever things. Like she's like about to pass their entire season of tickets from last year. There were 28 home games last year with 80,000 fans, and she's at like 65,000 already.
But that's 80,000 in 20 games sounds like pretty good to me.
Was that like 4,000?
Oh, is it that low? Okay, that doesn't sound as good then.
Yeah, 20 times 4,000. No, that would be 8,000. So 80,000 would be 20. I guess 20,000.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, that is flat. No, it can't be 40,000 because they're not even playing it. I can't do math anymore. This is how stupid I've gotten. I think they usually like fill out the lower bowl. Yeah.
19,000 were in attendance for the Sparks game against the Fever, largest home crowd in franchise.
Yeah, because I was going to say like basketball arenas usually hold between like 15 and 20,000.
Yeah.
So if you're selling out, you're doing that much. But I just don't think they would be like openly. You know, the latest comment from Kennedy Carter was like, besides 3-point shooting, what did she bring to the table? I don't think they'd be saying shit like that.
Yeah.
I think you get like...
But people say that about Steph, too.
That to me is crazy.
It's crazy.
It's like, what does Tom Brady do except throw touchdowns? It's like the entire league, the whole sport has gone towards 3-point shooting, and these guys do it at an elite level and score the most points. And it's like, what else did you bring? It's like, that's what I fucking do. I mean, yes, you can tell. I don't know. I mean, I think she's struggling, more than she probably ever has right now. I don't think she's probably a great defender. I don't know about the rest of her game, but it's like she's going to be all right. And it's because she can shoot the lights out. And, like, I mean, anybody questioning Steph Curry at this point is totally crazy. But
again, I'm not super well. But I don't. People said she's struggling. She's also doing things that rookies have never done before.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like
the bar. It's like, she fucking put up, 21, 5, and 5, but it was like not efficient shooting. And they're like, I
think she had 30, 10, and 10 the other night.
Yeah, but I think she also had one where she had like 3 points in the game.
She's also on the worst team.
Yeah. So she was the number one pick for a reason. So
what I don't get
this is how it goes. You are on a bad team, your rookie years, your couple years, unless, there are a couple guys who step right in. It's a couple people. LeBron did it basically. It was like, immediately adjusted because he was 6'9", 270, whatever, So there's a lot at play here. But I don't expect anybody who's not her teammate to ride her dick. I do think there is an element though of like when they make basketball comparisons, there was never any like problem with the league. Like, this is good for the league. I think you should shut the fuck up. You don't have to, praise her, but you don't need to be trying to hold her back.
I agree.
Within
you
the
should
game,
be on the court, right?
In the game, fine.
Right.
But comments afterwards, intentional fouls, shit that it's you just personally don't like this girl.
Yeah.
But if you were smart, I think you would just let her do her thing.
But I think the more
she struggles, what if she doesn't acclimate well, and a lot of the attention that we expected does go away. I don't know. It would just. There's never been when people talk about LeBron coming into the league and getting some of his teammates were telling him you ain't shit, or people. I love the comparison. People were bringing up Michael Jordan in the All-Star game. They didn't pass him the ball. It's a little bit different than getting fucking.
But I remember there was a comment from someone. It might have been Richard Jefferson. I forget. Someone on the Cavs the year LeBron got drafted, and I don't know the team, but they were he's going to be a great helper for blank. And I was well, no, that's not what LeBron is.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
It's going to be LeBron's team tomorrow,
right?
And
the second he steps on the floor,
I think that kind of stuff. I think because this is so new, we have such a spotlight on it. But I don't think it's unprecedented for. Because even particularly in women's in any college sports, when you break it, most of the people you're beating up on were just the best player in their high school.
Right.
They're not nothing special.
Right. Especially with
the WNBA it's all competitors, game they're not going to take kindly to someone coming and be I'm saving your sport, which isn't what she's saying, but it's what everyone else is saying.
Because there is you're not saving your sport, but you're anytime you were, none of those other guys in the NBA were being saved by Michael Jordan or LeBron James or any other rookie.
Right.
And I guess being saved is not the word.
Because Bird and Magic already saved them.
What?
Because Bird and Magic already saved them.
I mean, that would kind of be, I guess, the example if Magic and Bird were putting the league on the map and people were actively trying to hold it back. I think that's the big X factor here, is that a lot from a fan's point of view, again, it's not her, but fans are being I've never even fucking heard of you.
Yeah.
And the only reason you're on the map right now is because you're, fouling her or talking shit about her. And I think when it's I'm going, I'm a big part of this revolution here. And then, so not only is there that, then there's also the classic trope where sometimes I think stereotypes are true, where it's girls do this to girls.
Yeah, but I think if Caitlin Clark came in and everyone in the league was our queen's here, yes, we love her, then people would say it's a lose-lose, because if everyone welcomes her with open arms, then the rhetoric is they're not competitors. I told you, it's not a real sport.
Right.
They're fucking just waiting for their savior.
Just do it within the game at the appropriate times. Or even, I guess the comments are fine. I think Diana Taurasi came off as a hater and petty. I thought she retired, by the way. I was talking about her she was
I thought
retired.
for sure she was retired.
Yeah, me too. I was
Isn't Diana Taurasi my age?
She's got to be. She's got to be, at least. I thought she was retired. I was talking about her as I was the game's icons shouldn't be talking about her like this. I was oh. Whoops. I think there's a middle ground between you don't have to suck her dick and you don't have to treat her like this. But and I do. I mean, it's tough to escape some of the stereotypes of it all, where it's race is involved. I think gender is involved. I don't think it's all of the story. I think there's more to it, and there's a lot of nuance in between. But I just didn't think this was the way it was going to play out. I think when people were talking about Caitlin Clark making the NBA relevant, I didn't think it was going to be based on drama. I thought it was going to be the Steph show every night. We're gonna do it with her play, and instead we're doing it with on the court and off the court drama. But all that's good for the WNBA team.
Yeah.
So in a way,
I talked more about the WNBA than I did the NBA playoffs. My team's in the finals.
That's a great point. I mean, they are much more. There's a lot more to talk about than there's storylines.
Yeah.
Right now it's just Luka and I mean, you have the Boston story. There are storylines in the WNBA.
Kyrie does have a storyline. He could become an all-time Boston villain.
Yeah. If he goes in there and does what he did in Cleveland, because I would say that that's a good duo, but Luka is the better.
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith was blatantly calling Kyrie the sidekick. I was like, that's a tough word to use there, but he is.
Yeah.
You know? But what he did in the finals when they beat Golden State, like he did enough that it was like, you're still the sidekick to LeBron, but you like won those finals.
Yeah.
So if he puts on a show like that, I mean, like, what will Dave do? What would Dave do?
I don't know.
A lot of Boston has talked a lot of shit about that guy, and it looked, it looked like it was like over for him as far as being like a real contender, and now certainly not. Crazy. But yeah, so the WNBA is the fact that's where we just have to all be like upfront about what's going on. Just like, you don't like the girl, she's gonna go through hell to make her way in the league, but let's not. At this point, there used to be some wiggle room of like, we know you're lying, but okay. Now it's like the comments afterwards, like we don't even think you're good on the court anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, what else does she do on the court?
She needs to go just like full heel. Like, Caitlin Clark should hire Steve Bannon as her PR.
Put on a MAGA hat and be like, "What's up, bitches? I'm here." And that's the other thing. I mean, I
imagine what was that bald weirdo's name who worked in Trump's White House?
The bald weirdo.
Dude, he looked like the guy from House of Cards, the one who they kill in his own garage. Stephen Miller, I think his name is. Hire Steve Bannon and Steve Miller to be your PR team, and just fucking run, dude. Become a Zionist, like fucking go all in, Caitlin. like
if this is gonna happen anyway,
dude, like, fuck it, dude. It's only $70,000. Like, I'm donating my entire salary to the state of Israel this year. Always leave a ticket for Netanyahu every night. And Ricky Bobby. He always leave a ticket for his dad. Like, Netanyahu can come to any Indiana Fever game he wants.
That would be, I mean, she would. She already has that fan base locked down, but boy would they fucking love her. By the way, I got a kick out of Angel Reese's fine of $1,000.
Was that real?
$1,000. What?
Was that real?
I think so.
I thought that was a troll. I didn't know.
So did I, but I mean, it got blogged on our site, I think.
I think it's real.
I mean, think about it. It's like, probably equivalent.
Hockey's like $5,000.
Yeah.
You can take a guy's literal head off and they'll charge you $5,000.
How much does it cost to kill a man? About $5,000. You can just do it in the NHL.
There you go. That was a dangerous elbow to the head. $3,700.
Putting a price on another man's brain
in my pocket right now.
And then there's also Skylar Diggins Smith this was a preseason video that is making the rounds now. I think people are probably realizing, you can get clicks on the WNBA now, so let me go get all the shit that either went under the radar or I never put out, because right now WNBA is the hot shit. She's talking to Kia Nurse, and Kia Nurse is mic'd up, and she's talking about being old, and she's like, "I'm old now. I'm 28. I'm almost 30." And Skylar Diggins just goes, "But my pussy is old. It's older." And
wait. I'm sorry. Skylar Diggins, is she older than this person?
Yeah, so she's 30. Because I got confused too. Kia Nurse is 28. Skylar Diggins is. Remember, she went to Notre Dame. She was like the original.
The name I remember.
She was the original smoke in the WNBA.
Oh wait, was she like the kid Drake fucked?
No, I don't think so.
Who was? No, they were like Houston, right?
Yeah, but that was more recent because she's 33 or 4 now. She was like the original baddie in the WNBA, and so the conversation must have been like her being like, "You look better than me" or something like that. Right?
Yeah.
Because for her to be like, "But my pussy's old," it's crazy. That's quite the line. She's like, "Oh my god, I'm mic'd up. Stop fucking talking." But also, if this is the kind of conversation they're having, mic them the fuck up.
Yeah,
mic them up, lower the rims, and let's ball. It would be right. Yeah. Like
lowering the rims.
I don't say that as
why lower the rims?
Because I just think it would be like. It's like the equivalent, you know what I mean? Like you can shoot. These girls can still shoot, but like if these girls could dunk, if these girls could, you would see like the same sort of layups and the same sort of action that you do in the regular NBA. I think it would just be a better product.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like I don't mean that in a condescending way. I just think it's like why should these guys play on the same hoops that fucking people who are much bigger and much. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like to me, it feels. I do think they play with a little bit of a smaller ball.
Smaller ball.
So it's like
28.5.
And what do they do with the 3-point line? Is that the
It's
same?
I think 3 feet shorter. So all those things are
doing all that shit. Just fucking lower the hoop.
Yeah.
But
It
I
just
do.
would be
I
impossible
could
to
see
shoot
people
after
being.
that. You
I
can't-
think there would be a group of people who would be like, "This is not real basketball," but they already fucking hate.
Yeah.
You know. And I think the rest of the fans would just be like, "Oh, now it just like looks and feels better," and you can see like real highlight type plays because there is something to like they all have good handles and they all can shoot and then like they get to the hoop and it looks like it's like this little layup and it just
I
doesn't
actually
have the
saw
same
someone
feel,
say something about that it is a height thing.
Yeah.
And like it's going to be a tough thing to get over. That it does just kind of look unnatural.
It's like they throw like the ball is in the air a long time.
Yeah.
These guys just lay it in or dunk it and it's like they've got to like hoist it up off the backboard. It's like just eliminate that, and I think it would be a much now's the time. You know what I mean? Like sell out a little bit. Of course, you want to play the same thing as the men, but it's like let's go pedal to the men. Now's the time.
I didn't realize
to
they were
throw out all
playing
the
with a
tricks.
different size ball.
Yeah,
so
they're already
it
making
is.
switches.
Yeah.
Why not do the main thing? But I feel like coming up next is there's like a crop of them too, right? There's that
players, yeah.
yeah.
So I think it's a
Bucher
girl
or
from,
whatever her name is. Becky or
Paige Becker's.
Becker. Yeah,
I think she's in the WNBA.
is she already?
No.
No, she's doing one more year.
I think she did one more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm 99% sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's her and a couple others, and so like it will be like I don't know, are they all of them gonna have problems too? Because it's not like again the Jackie Robinson comparison where he was the fucking only guy. So if like a whole slew of them. But I remember that girl, scroll up. That girl, when she gave her speech at the ESPY, she won, like, Player of the Year or some shit.
That's Paige Becker's.
That's her?
Yeah.
She was like, I dedicate this to all the black women.
Yeah.
Who, like, I understand this is, their sport, and I'm, like, whatever she said. So she's probably not going to get, whacked around. But I also don't think that Caitlin Clark should have to say all that. I don't think Caitlin Clark has ever said anything. She's been pretty good. One day she's going to snap, though.
Yeah.
I think the most she said the other day in the media was, like, I don't think that was a basketball play, but it is what it is. One of these days, she's going to be like, fuck these bitches. I'm selling out your arena every night. Fuck you.
So this was a clip from like during the NCAA tournament where I don't know how to say her name, Wilson she went to South Carolina, basically saying how they respect Paige and basically hinting at why they don't respect Caitlin Clark. Mm-hmm. And this is like the only time it's really, I think, ever been said. This was like, I don't know if it was a hot mic or if they were mic'd up. But
you know what this is a little bit? This reminds me of Drake a little bit. And I wonder if like it's like I don't think there's a reason to, but is there a reason why everybody hates Caitlin Clark? Or is it just jealousy?
Yeah.
That's what we were kind of,
But I think jealousy is a fair emotion. Like, you should be jealous. Mm-hmm. Right?
But you also have to keep it in check. Like, you have to be an adult about it.
Right.
Like, again, if it's like, I don't like the way you play, and I don't like, and I'm going to, like, take it to you and maybe even rough you up, that's fine. But when it's just like, I don't like that you got that Nike contract. I don't like that you get all the attention. I don't like that, that. It's like, I don't know, man. You're just a fucking hater. You're just a fucking hater. And again, that is okay, but you have to be that. You can't be like, it
is silly to pretend like, oh, we're just playing it.
Right,
like, no, you don't like her.
You cheer when I'm like on my back. you talk shit afterwards.
Yeah, no, that is very fair. It is. I think they should act that way, but don't. When asked about it, don't be like, oh, we're just playing.
I think that's why Angel Reese.
No, we don't like that person.
Angel Reese skipped the media. That's why she got fined. She didn't answer any questions, and I think because it's going to get silly.
Yeah.
Hey, you were cheering while she was like flailing on the ground. What's the reason why? We're competitors, man. No,
that like the pretending that's normal is like when everyone pretended that what she did, what Angel Reese did to Caitlin Clark
was like murder.
They pretended it was what Caitlin Clark, what Angel Reese did to Caitlin Clark was the same thing. And it was like, no, it was Caitlin did it in the game. Right. You followed her out. Like, it's not a big deal either way, but it's fucking. Let's not pretend it's the same thing either.
There is a difference. Yes, for sure. But either way, it is funny to see the internet like heated arguments, race fighting and shit over the WNBA. I cannot tell you.
Imagine we get through 12 years of like Trump, and it's
the
WNBA that sets us over.
Civil War is happening. Civil unrest.
Like I thought this was coming, but I did not think you were going to be the harbinger of it.
The textbooks will one day read.
It's going to be a white woman from Iowa. Yeah.
Well, we're on the verge of it. So it's again, I guess for the Drake comparison, not one person speaking up is kind of crazy. It's like one of you bitches have to be she's a hard worker. She's put in the hours. She is like as deserving as anybody else. Even like your teammates have to do that. That's part of being on a fucking team. But like somebody you played with or somebody you played against or something, not one person being like, yo, this is kind of bullshit. You guys are just like trying to tear down a deserving girl. I don't know if there maybe behind the scenes she is like it doesn't seem that way, but
there's a little idea I just thought of. Draymond Green seems like he doesn't have much left, right? No. Protected Steph for a decade.
hire him on the NBA.
Get him on the Indiana Fever.
I now identify as a woman. Draymond Green, and I'm signing up for the WNBA.
I mean, Caitlin Clark and Steph do have a lot of crossover in the sense, first, obviously, the three-point shooting. Yeah. But they're both cocky as fuck.
Yeah.
And
light skin. Basically white.
Yeah, and white passing. One literally white, one
totally. and like I was gonna say he's like a Nepo baby.
Yeah. But Draymond Green has been his protector.
Yeah, like one of these bitches on the NBA, on the Indiana Fever, need to be like, all right, that's my job for now.
Yeah.
And I would ride that wave. You'll be famous for just being her 100%. Protector. It's like I average 2 and 2 a game, but now I'm gonna fucking throw these bitches around, and I'm gonna be a fucking people are gonna love me for that.
I don't know how good Charles Oakley actually was at basketball, but I know he beat the shit out of people.
Hell yeah, you did. Hell, that was a whole team of enforcers. The Knicks, nobody could score, but they could enforce. Yeah, so we'll see.
I don't think this is going to stop either because Kennedy Clark, for example, or Kennedy Carter. No one knew who she was a week ago. And now, even if there's people that there's hate her, there's probably gained hundreds of thousands of fans as well.
It's like Drake. It's like if you diss me, you are now famous.
Yes.
You beat me in the battle, but like I'm handing you your number ones.
Like her last tweet just had like 16 million views. Like now she's famous.
And so like that, there's going to be some bitches. Like I'm throwing a hip check tomorrow too. That sucks. That part sucks. And that's where, these crazy people are making the Jackie Robinson comparison. And it's like, it's such a far leap. But it is like she's going through a transition into a league that is probably pretty, a lot of people have gone through some experience, some level of it. And I think very few have gone through a higher level of it where it's like, I just wouldn't even know how to, like, if I imagine being that young and just being like, I don't know what to do. I don't know like how to play. I don't know what to say afterwards. I don't know who's my friend, who's my enemy. Like I would be freaking the fuck out. And so far she's handled it pretty gracefully. But I do want to remind people that a few months ago, back in let's say March, people were talking about how many points would Caitlin Clark score in the NBA. What would Caitlin Clark do against NBA competition? And so far, she's being ragdolled by the WNBA. So I don't think that the NBA would have treated her kindly. But yeah, it is funny that like LeBron and Barkley, the only people who have had her back are the guys.
Yeah,
there's no girls who have come out to her defense yet. Like, you got to get fucking a Rebecca Lobo or Lisa Leslie or one of these girls has got to be like, leave this bitch alone. It's Father's Day coming up. There's only one thing that you can give your dad that he's actually going to like, and that is a Omaha Steaks package of all the finest cuts of meat, all the best barbecue stuff, all the best food for your dad. Not only to eat good, but also to be able to skip out of the house and be like, I got to go grill. So all the family's talking and in-laws are over and the kids are fighting. I got to go hit the grill because I have 50 more steaks from my Omaha Steaks package that you guys got me for Father's Day. So not only is it the gift of good food, it's the gift of peace and serenity. So get your Father's Day gift at Omaha Steaks right now. With Omaha Steaks, the possibilities are endless. They have endless flavor, endless variety, and endless value. They have perfected the steak, and your dad's going to love every single bite. So order the mouth-watering gift package that starts at just $89 when you go to Omaha Steaks. Some of these steaks would probably be like $60 at a steakhouse. One steak. You're getting a whole
At
package.
least the bacon wrap fillets are
they're so good. So fire.
And the caramel apple tartlets, of course.
They have all the sides, the mashed potatoes, cream spinach, all that stuff. So right now, $89 when you go to omahasteaks.com and use promo code KFC at checkout. Every package is backed by their unconditional money-back guarantee. It arrives fresh. You freeze it. You have steak and food for months to come. Show your dad the love that he deserves with a gift as unforgettable as he is. Visit omahasteaks.com. Promo code KFC at checkout. It's not going to be Jackie. Jackie's not impressed with basketball players. Jackie, what was her take the other day? She was like, oh, you were in on it.
Oh, I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
I think it's one of your best takes.
Thank you. It's
well, I guess actually you guys should be impressed with the WNBA then.
Yes.
Because what you're not impressed about with the NBA is that like you're just too big. Right?
No,
Well,
sorry, you speak first.
No. I mean, like, say what because you back me up on this.
Yeah, I think it's when you're watching the game, when you're watching 99% of sports, you're rooting for the rare to happen.
Yeah.
In basketball, it's the
score all the time.
It's the expectation.
Right.
Right. Expectation? Yeah.
It's the
Expectation.
rule.
Expectation. This is
okay. I know what you're saying.
I was watching a game. I was watching Celtics. It must have been game 4, whatever, 5. And Jason Tatum was at the line, and it was important. It was towards the end of the fourth quarter. And I was like, he's supposed to hit these.
Free throws,
the surprise is if he misses. So it's kind of a weird thing to root for. And that's every shot, every basket, every
don't
possession.
Don't you think it's well, first of all, let me say, that's also this new era of basketball, these guys have just gotten so fucking good.
Right.
Because back in the day, like, you would watch a game, a playoff game's like 82-79.
Right.
Like, and there was a lot of, like, turnovers and a lot of missed shots. That's part of the thing that, like, new age fans with, like, LeBron lovers and Michael Jordan haters, they always dig up these clips where, like, it's sloppy. Dudes, like, don't have handles, and they're just dribbling the ball, throwing it out of bounds. Like, so there used to be more of, like, every possession is important because, you're not going to score 130 fucking points. But I think, I also think
like
you're underestimating the guys trying to stop them, too. Like, the fact that they can do that with the athletes on the other side who are playing defense is it doesn't like seem it, but it's fucking crazy.
But it's impressive, but they
defense.
don't do it that often. Like, they don't stop them that often.
Yeah, because then it's just like, and first of all, also it's like the whole game, only the last 5 minutes matters. It's just like point, like basket, back and forth, whatever. And then it's just kind of like, I get it. You guys can score baskets. Cool. Like, fucking, you should be able to. And all it is like muscle memory. Like, if I were to sit on a court every single day, practice, and getting paid to do that, especially, like, yeah, no shit, I'm going to be able to hit whatever shot I can do. So then it's like, okay, we've established you guys can score baskets. What else can you do? And it's like, not really much. Yeah, I guess that they can, like,
hate you guys.
It's like every other sport. If you score 4 times, you win.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, but it's just a different type of sport.
Yeah, but the type is you're expected to score.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also like when you say, and I agree with you from like a very broad point of view. You can tune in for the last 2 minutes and like,
Yeah.
that's just a fact. But it's like you have to make sure it's close in the last 2 minutes. Like, you have to battle for 46 minutes, and then at crunch time, we'll find out who still has gas in the tank, who can do it when the pressure's on. And if you're like, I don't expect you to sit there and watch everything in the first, second, third quarter. But if you are really, when you're watching like a playoff game, every possession, like if they turn the ball over, it does feel like fuck. Like, oh, now we're down 4 instead of down 2, or whatever it is.
But I feel like if you want it to be like a stamina, if it's about stamina, do track. Like, if it's about like basketball, if it's about skill and the complexity of the game,
they probably have the endurance of like track runners with a skill that you also have to do.
But and also it depends on like fucking genetic freaks, like not in a bad way, just like in a good way. Like, they all have to be like 7 foot tall.
What was the stat, Steve?
Minimum.
1 in 10 7-footers make it to the NBA.
Like, how about just lowered the fucking baskets. Like
Lower them?
Well, it's like we should have to depend on these like 7 foot, 8 foot people. Like,
You want to open it up to like the rest of the?
Yeah, it's like why?
I mean, well, then what would the 7-footers do? Then they would really dominate, Jackie.
Well, yeah, I know, but like it's crazy.
You just want to be able to play basketball, Jackie.
No, it's just crazy that we have to like depend on like genetic.
Have you seen the new guy? Have you seen Wembanyama?
No, but like
You want to talk about a genetic freak, Jackie? This guy is not even human. He's a freaking alien, dude.
how tall is he?
He's 7'5" or some shit. Look at that wingspan. Go
7'4".
Oh my god!
look.
Oh my
Yeah, bottom right there. That one.
God.
I mean,
Oh my God.
he is a
Oh my
literal
God.
freak. You would think that these are photoshopped, and he does shit like he throws his arms out
That's
there,
fucking
like they're
crazy.
fucking like that guy from Street Fighter. Dalsim. He'll throw his arms out and just like grab the ball like when it was like 12 feet away from him. It's insane.
There's that
and
one
he can dribble
clip-
and he can shoot and he can run. It's like crazy.
The clip of I think the tweet was something along the lines of, if you're wondering why Victor Wembanyama should have been Defensive Player of the Year, and it's just some team going on a fast break 3-on-1.
Yep.
And it's Wembanyama, and he just stops it.
All of them. There's like a highlight reel of guys who are like driving right to the lane, like what ordinarily would be an easy layup, or at least like you're putting that up for a shot, and they just like dribble around back to the 3-point line.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even fucking trying.
It's like it's three guys coming, and one guy's coming down, and Wembanyama like steps up. That guy stops.
Yeah.
He passes it. Wembanyama's one step. He's over on that guy. He throws it to the corner for a guy for a three. Wembanyama's on him, and he doesn't shoot. It's
crazy. Dude,
Like no one takes a shot. It's
Bro.
not even that they no one tries.
They can't even. And then when they do, there's a couple compilations where he like swats them and they get it back and he swats it again and then another guy gets it and he just grabs it out of the air. It's like King Kong swatting at helicopters when he's on the fucking Empire State Building. It's unreal, man. And he's like, I think, oh god, he's a fucking freak.
That's like,
Ant-Man's getting all the love because he's like cool and cocky and shit. But this league is gonna be Victor's. He's too much.
well, that's the thing though. It's like okay, so they're tall. So like because you're tall, then you go into basketball and then you become a good basketball player. But it shouldn't be like that. It should be like you practice your sport, you fucking like you love it, you eat, breathe it, and you become really good, and then you become in the professionals. It shouldn't be just because you're tall, then you.
Well, you still.
practice
I
it.
mean, listen.
No,
there's
I'm
still a bunch
saying
of
they're
like
good.
tall guys. It's actually.
I also have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But also, like,
It's kind of
to
the
your
rarest.
point, Embiid started playing when he was 13, 15, something like that.
Something later in life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's the smallest league. Like, how many guys are on a hockey team?
20.
Yeah. So, like, I mean,
something like that.
the amount of, there's only like,
26.
a few hundred guys in the whole league. There's 30 teams, and there's probably like 15 and like 5 or 6 that don't even see the court, So, in a weird way, it's like they're actually You don't think it's crazy that these guys are as big as they are and as athletic as they are?
No, I mean, it's
Because if
like,
you see
I'm-
regular people this size, they can't even tie their own fucking shoes.
Yeah.
These guys can like fly through the air.
I will say, like, obviously, like, it's impressive. Like, I'm not fucking.
No,
saying that
dig
it's
your
not.
heels in, Jackie. I don't want to hear that.
But like, I don't know. There's not that many like crazy tall people. I'm sure that whatever. I don't know. I just like,
I got a friend who's he's 6'5", which is not huge in the NBA, but for like regular people basketball, it's you're the biggest guy on the court. And he played soccer. He grew like 6 inches like his senior year of high school. So by the time he like went out into the world, everyone was like, "You're huge," and he's like, "I'm new. I'm newly huge. I was like 6 foot." And I grew like 5 or 6 inches like last year. So everyone was like, "Oh, you must play basketball." And he's like, he's okay at it, but he's like, everyone expected me to play college or this or that. And he's like, "I played soccer because I was like 5'10" up until a minute ago, man. He got injured once, and they took his X-rays, and the doctor was like, "Your growth plates are wide open, bro. Like, you're gonna grow." And he was like, "What?" And then, boom. Late in life, becoming like 6'5" is crazy.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah.
My roommate did the same thing happen. He was like so small.
Wait, who?
my roommate, like, didn't really make any of the teams in high school, and then in college became 6'5", and now
in college he grew,
and now all he wants to do is play basketball against me, and it's like now you can beat me, but when it fucking mattered,
that sucks.
It's so annoying. Not only
like
basketball,
we used to be like evenly
everything
matched.
he's good at. He's one of the best athletes I've ever met, but it all happened in college, so now it's useless. It's so funny.
Dennis Rodman grew
right.
like 12 inches.
Yeah.
And like he was late in life. He was cleaning the bathrooms at an airport. He was like a janitor mopping up the toilets. And 19 years old, he grew like a foot or something insane like that, and was like, okay, I'm gonna go play professional basketball now.
I just had a dream that I was like dating Dennis Rodman. I don't really know what to make of it. He wasn't in the dream, but I was like going around and like telling people like
the worm.
Like, that's my boyfriend. I'm dating Dennis Rodman. I don't like. I woke up just being like, why? Why?
Wait, why do you think that was?
I don't know. I like can't figure it out. I don't even like really know who he is.
I was gonna say, do you even know?
I think just his name. Like, I just like his name's cool.
That's kind of a deep cut, though.
Rodman?
I wouldn't expect Jackie to know Dennis Rodman.
No. Well,
I guess we talked
he's
about it. We talked about it here. Was it because of that? You think?
What?
Because he's been on the show before.
Thank God I don't date Dennis Rodman. And he's crazy.
But
there's like,
I was gonna say get the wedding dress picture. That's the one.
There's like a song that all my friends and I like called Dennis Rodman. That like, that's probably that's.
He was
that's
the,
him
he,
in the wedding dress?
He married himself.
one of the best moves ever.
Oh, so he's
Married
fucking
himself.
cheating on me?
So well played.
Crazy.
He's the one who came on KFC Radio and told us about horse fucking.
Yeah.
Like,
And
if you
how,
want to watch something fuck a horse, I'll tell you, we'll have that by 2 p.m.
I was gonna say, I think he was like, yeah, watch a horse fuck a person. He was like, no, I've never been to Mexico. He's like, I got one for you in Portland. He's like, the whole Pacific Northwest, everyone's fucking animals. All right, Dennis.
It's true. That region does. They're the ones who fuck horses. He was not wrong.
Didn't he also like break his dick? Like,
yeah,
3 times.
3 times.
3 times.
3 times, which is too many times. One time you're allowed an accident, and then you should never put your dick in jeopardy again. 2 times is like you are super unlucky. 3 times is you are reckless with your penis.
I believe the 3rd time he had a girl run across the room and jump on it. That's the 3rd time.
Yeah.
And he...
3rd time I'm docking that thing like it's Apollo 13.
Bro, the way he described it, he said, like, you hear... Oh, yeah. He said he heard a pop, and then there was just blood, like, shooting out. And I was like... I don't get like queasy, but the thought of that, I was like, imagine, like, my God. Like that cartilage pop.
Oh, speaking of dicks. Speaking of dicks, I got 2 dick stories. One, I was doing my popsicles the other night, and
doing my popsicles.
I had
doing my popsicles.
A situation where the popsicle slid off the stick. And it went right down my throat. Yeah.
You gave that good head? Bro. You gave that good top?
I gave head. And I can for sure confirm I do not enjoy that. It was awful.
I've always thought, God bless him, because that does not seem like
my
a fun...
throat like
Yeah.
get expanded. I was like, this sucks.
It's dangerous. It's honestly dangerous. What they do is dangerous.
And then I had to just sit there in my bed and keep going. It's gonna melt. It's gonna melt.
So it was stuck in there?
It was stuck. I was going.
Were you trying to get it up or down?
I was trying to get it down. I got down pretty quick. It wasn't.
Right,
it wasn't a huge danger.
It does fall apart, right?
Yeah, it had already melted a bit, but it was
Bro, how are you eating your popsicles?
What do you mean?
I mean, what are you doing?
Suck them.
like, are you just sitting there like,
no,
it fell down my throat? I think you're doing it wrong.
I sucked the tip.
Right.
And so, but because it had loosened up, I let it melt a little bit first. Uh-huh. And then because it loosened up off the stick, it went.
So you were like sucking the tip.
Yeah.
So you really do suck it.
Doing tricks on it.
Yeah, you were doing tricks on it. You did tricks on it, little buddy. And the whole thing came off.
Like a good chunk. Let's say it's that big, like that much, yeah.
And I would just loved, you were all alone? Yeah. Just sitting there like It
was kind of the opposite where I was trying to calm down because I knew it was going to melt.
Yeah.
But I knew it was stuck too.
Right,
so I was just kind of sitting there thinking, let it melt, and also the problem is it's delicious. I'm trying to savor the flavor. Like,
Your esophagus is just like, this is so good.
I'm like, I only have one more left.
How many are you putting down in a sitting?
On a sitting, I mean, per night, about 6 to 8.
I didn't think it was gonna be that much. I didn't think it was going to be 6 to 8. I thought he was going to say 3 to 4. I really did. And that's on me. I should have known better. That's stupid. That's my fault.
They come in packs of 12. I
was going to say, you must be putting down boxes.
I buy about a box a night.
Are they like sugar-free type shit?
Yeah.
So that's actually a good thing.
It's zero sugar.
Your belly is just filled with ice water at the end and no sugar.
I go to bed full of ice water and sugar.
But it's not sugar. Sugar-free.
That, but I'm also eating sugar.
Oh. So you're doing 6 to 8 popsicles. Run me through this. We're about due for a John Henry meal. Your prefix menu. What is it?
Okay, so at night it's probably 6 to 8 popsicles.
Is it like you try to start with one? It's like beers where it's like once you have one.
I go 2 at a time.
Okay.
But I'll probably do about 3 trips.
And these are individual sticks with just
but
the
sometimes
generic
I'll
pop.
get doubles that are 2.
Right.
So I'm counting those as 2 in my.
Okay.
But I'll only eat 2 or 3 of those.
It's just like a cylindrical.
Standard popsicle.
Yeah. Got it.
Probably about 4 or 5 Unreal peanut butter cups. Bowl of
Those
yogurt.
come in packs of 2? Or you
No,
have like a big
I get
bag?
the big bags.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably peanut butter and jelly.
Full size though.
No, yeah, I guess they're full size. Yeah, they're individually wrapped.
Right.
But
they're full size, yeah.
I guess they're probably pretty close to full size. I'll do a bowl of yogurt. I'll do that with granola, raspberries, strawberries, all that good stuff.
Just mix that in there, yeah.
Probably some dark chocolate, and then probably some sour candies.
Man, I feel like your tongue, like your taste buds, should be like burning off at this point. So much.
It is a for real
addiction,
brain shift.
Yeah.
It is. I have one, and it's just like, well, I'm gonna have. Now we're gonna go, dude. It is. It's a true blue. I have an addiction to sugar. A true blue.
Yeah, I
addiction.
mean, I definitely think I do as well. but I think yours is more.
It's because I don't eat much sugar during the day, so I'll go basically the whole day without eating it. And
like my meals are really not like I eat pretty good meals. It's like grilled chicken, maybe sometimes just breaded, but it's like chicken and a side, some corn, whatever. Meals are not my problem. It's after that, I am like, I cannot finish this day without eating something.
I can't fall asleep.
Like right now, I'm not having a pint of ice cream tonight. I'm not doing it. I don't need it. I'm fine. I'm good. And like the sun goes down, bro. Maybe it's the sun. Maybe it's like Superman in the yellow sun. Like when I lose the yellow sun, I need caramel cone to keep me alive. And I just DoorDash that shit. I'm probably spending so much because I'm like, nope, I'm not even gonna buy it.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna order it for triple the price. Triple the price. The other day, Shay said something like, why do you eat so much ice cream? And I was like, shut up! It's none of your business.
It's daddy's medicine.
That's how we keep the fucking lights on. If I didn't have this ice cream,
weren't such rascals, I wouldn't need a pint of ice cream every night to fall asleep.
That is the thing. If I could just go to sleep, I need to get on like Ambien or something. Oh no, that's actually the worst because then you sleep eat, right? People say you sleep eat.
Yeah, and you sleep tweet about Jews. Isn't that what? What's her name?
That's a deep cut. Oh, I thought you were gonna say Smitty.
No. I don't know if he was on Ambien. Not Rosie O'Donnell.
Roseanne Barr.
Roseanne.
Yeah, Roseanne Barr.
She said, I don't even know if it was about Jews, but she said she sent tweets because she was on Ambien.
Yeah. It's probably plausible.
I was watching this show, not over the weekend, but maybe towards the end of last week, called A Man in Full. I'm a huge Jeff Daniels fan. Love Jeff Daniels, and this is his new Netflix show, and it's awful. It's really
awful.
It's really really bad, and it's honestly it's so bad that I'm gonna spoil it. So I guess skip it. If you want to watch it.
I've never even heard of this.
Yeah, I think it's fairly new, but it's the ending almost makes it must watch. The ending is one of the more ridiculous endings I've ever seen in my life. So it is the premise of it is Jeff Daniels is high-powered real estate guy or something like that. Some very powerful guy in Atlanta. And it's kind of about he's feuding with the banks who are in line with these people, but he's getting the mayor on his side. All the like kind of House of Cards type stuff. Yeah. And so it's only 6 episodes, each about 40 minutes. And there's this one guy who works for the bank who hates him. They don't really explain it well why he hates him, or maybe I wasn't paying attention in the first episode, but it never really becomes clear why he has so much disdain for this man. Okay. And so he's trying to fuck him in business by taking the bank's calling in all their loans, which is like $800 million of loans. He's like, I don't fucking have that. So he's also trying to get with his ex-wife so he can get stock options or something like that. And the end of the show, Jeff Daniels finds out that this guy he'd started this LLC called the Big Red Dog, where he's going to marry his ex-wife, get her shares of this building, all this kind of shit. And he hears that he's been dating his ex-wife, so he drives to his house where his ex-wife lives and like kicks in the bedroom door. And this guy's full-on porn fucking his ex-wife. Like, by the way, this is their first time ever having sex. Like, they're not... It's a very odd position to be like your first time having sex. Okay. Like, she's got a leg up on the bed, she's like bent over, and he walks in and he's like telling his wife, he's like, get out of here. She's like, I'm gonna call the police. He's like, good, then get out of here first though. And so he leaves, and the room, it's just this man who has grabbed a towel and Jeff Daniels, and they're like kind of like, it's a wide shot and it's just two of them just Superman and Batman kind of deal, right? And he's like, I'm going to kick the shit out of you. And the guy just whips his towel off and it's like, then let's go. And
stands there with his dick out?
Full hard dick.
No.
Full hard dick, yeah. I don't know if it's a real dick or not, but like
it's rare that you see a hard, like, there's a lot of penis in video in TV these days.
Yeah.
You don't usually see full erect.
Fully erect penis.
I hope it was real. That
Jeff
would be
Daniels
awesome.
Looks at him and goes, I guess they call you the Big Red Dog for a reason. And then they start fighting, right? And Jeff Daniels pins him up against the wall and he's choking him. And then Jeff Daniels hand cramps and he has a heart attack. Something that hasn't been addressed in the whole show. Like, no underlying medical
Sounds like
issues.
a Tubi movie.
Yeah. And his hand cramps around the guy's throat and he kills him. And Jeff Daniels has a heart attack and dies. And they both just lay there dead.
That's the end.
And that's the end.
Series for now.
And the camera pans up, and Jeff Daniels is doing some voiceover. But that's I was like, that's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
That guy's laying there with his dick out?
They don't show the dick on the deck.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah. Just flopped up on his belly. Just pointing at his belly button.
You ever seen a dead dick? But yeah, that was what I watched. I can't get the image of the guy. He's got his nose. And then they like square up. It's just like, dude, you got boner right now. How you still got a boner ready to fight?
It's so funny how gay we are. Just how gay this podcast is. I think we were having the conversation. I don't know who it was recently, but we were just talking about how black guys do not like any sort of gay humor, and that is just such a big part of our bag that it's just there's definitely a barrier there.
I don't know when I just learned that with black people.
Yeah, they do not fuck with it. They do not think it's funny.
It's
and it's like I think
funny,
it's so
guys.
funny. I think like dicks are so funny. I'm like, you guys are missing out. Yeah. It's really funny.
Yeah, you guys get the N word, we get dick.
There you go.
Yeah, there it is. Those are both our fucking fastballs down the middle.
Right.
You can say something, then say the N word, and it's funny. I'll go, then I sucked his dick. Gets a laugh every time.
Every time. Like, when I'm sure if they were to if a bunch of black guys were to watch like the Who's Got Smaller clip, like they would be baffled. It would be like they were watching like Aliens. They'd be like, what is this shit? It's so funny. Like we absolutely like when we do ATI or I avoid entire chunks of this show.
Dude, we did with Donnell Rawlings the other day. Yeah, and it was like it wasn't that bad. Yeah,
he said something like if like you were in a room with a guy and he was like, nah,
you're gay. That's that white boy shit, just like Kevin Hart kept doing at the Brady roast.
Very funny.
There was something else I was going to say. Oh, I have a put on. I'm obsessed with a new band.
Oh, yeah, you've been talking about them.
Dude,
Strike?
The Strike. I bought tickets to their show. They have a show at 300-person venue.
Ooh, so you could be like, if this
Bro,
pops, you're gonna
I
be
looked
the
at their Spotify. They have less monthly listeners than us.
Yikes, guys! I don't know if this band's any good, John.
It was like I'd never seen a monthly listeners on a Spotify on a music page that was like in the hundred. It was like 200,000.
Are you expecting them to pop? You think
I don't know. I just like
maybe
them.
this is going to be their moment.
Maybe
they're going to be like, and then John talked about us on KFC Radio, and
them and Knox.
And the rest was
are my
history.
2 bands. Oh, no, I don't know if Knox is technically a band.
What are they?
It's a
Are
guy.
they like punk?
Yeah, kind of. Well, the strike I describe as it sounds like One Direction and the E Street Band.
Wow,
It's
I don't know
awesome.
I don't know how that. I'm surprised that exists,
Dude, listen to Overtime. I think Overtime. It's unbelievable. Overtime.
How'd you find them?
They were just on like a suggested for you.
God, I have not. I guess maybe because my kids and I'm always listening to Taylor Swift.
No,
and
Knox.
stuff.
It's KNOX. But this song is by Strike.
I have not gotten a recommended for you or something like that in so long that I like. Spotify used to hit me with like new songs like every fucking day almost. I think I don't know who this is, but I like this song.
Yeah.
And now, where are they from?
Utah.
Maybe we should have the Strike on the show.
I love that. I don't
What
know.
kind of music you listen to?
I'm a huge Bruce Springsteen fan.
I thought I knew that. I was like, for some reason that triggered it.
You've been to 11 shows this tour?
Come here.
Yeah.
15-year-old, 22-year-old Steve just said he went to 11.
11.
11. Are you like traveling the country, or are they all like in nearby?
I've been to Minnesota, Milwaukee, Syracuse, where else? New York,
Yeah.
Boston. He actually walked in my hotel room the first show I went to.
In your room?
In your hotel room?
Yeah. So we were staying at the same hotel, and like we see security outside. So it was after the show. Security is like in the lobby, so my brother and I hang around, and then like he comes in, we take a picture. He's super nice. So then he goes upstairs. We're not going to go in the same elevator as him, so we just hang outside for like 5 minutes. Then like we go upstairs, and it must have been. I'm assuming he thought they had like the whole floor. It was like a suite.
Yeah.
So he walks. My brother's looking outside because there's a security guard. So he's looking at. He is in his like briefs, and he's looking out the hotel door. Then the connector opens up, and he just walks.
The
and he goes,
connector door?
Shut up!
It opens up. And goes, whoa! This is not my room. And he's like, shit, man. And then so my brother's in his briefs, and we're just talking to Bruce like about the show for like
Get
a couple
the
minutes. Then he
fuck
goes
out.
into his room, and
That's a great
I know.
story.
Bruce Springsteen is
Yeah.
doing shows where he has a connector room?
Well, it was Minnesota. Not many hotels to
Blue
choose from.
collar. Come on.
And then the whole night we're like, well, we can't wake Bruce up now, so we're just like tiptoeing around the room.
Dude, there are times I'm worried about what my neighbor who I don't know at all is hearing.
Yeah.
Right? And now Bruce is next
Dude,
door.
that's insane.
I know. And we said we totally did not play it right at all. We had like a 5 a.m. flight the next morning. We should have been like, hey, can we hitch on the jet or something? Like,
Yeah.
We should have offered him a drink or something. And he just walked back.
Where was this one?
It was in Minnesota.
That was in Minnesota?
And you went there for it. Like that
Yeah,
was
we
the
went there
reason.
for it.
Yeah.
Dude,
That is
imagine you're just a regular person who didn't go to the Bruce Springsteen concert that night, and you're like, that Bruce Springsteen who just walked in our room.
That's a great point.
Babe,
I'm pretty sure
Bruce Springsteen's in the room.
like he's so lucky it was you
I
too.
know.
And we're just like, all right, cool.
We said this could have been like really bad for him if it was somebody that wasn't that chill about it.
Yeah.
Just walking into the room.
Well, yeah, I'm sure anybody would have been cool with it, but they would have been fucking floored. Is that Bruce Springsteen?
Casey Affleck's listening to this like, if only I'd been so lucky.
That was my first show.
Was he still like in like his gear?
He was
from
in like
the
his
show?
post show like rocker like everyday garb, and then
Fucking
that
awesome.
was my first show like that night. So then I was a fan for life after that.
How old were you then?
It was last year, like
Oh,
last
so this
March.
is
This
recent.
is last March.
So
yeah.
you've done 11 shows.
I've done 11 shows this tour, and then I've got like 2 more in Philly.
I didn't realize you said
Yeah.
this tour. I thought you said like
No, this is just this tour.
whoa.
Because I was like
so you're diehard,
14 his
diehard.
last tour, yeah.
Right.
So I didn't
right.
know I was going to be that into it. But then
Oh,
like,
that's actually a great
yeah.
point. You probably there's a chance if you fall in love with that type of music, and act like that, you might never get to see them tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they get old enough or whatever.
So my brother was saving up for it, so now we just kind of like whenever he's around, we just go. And even when he's not exactly around, we're still going to go. Kind of.
Yo, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming this is like your dad and like
No,
your family.
just
No,
my,
just
like
you and
my
your
brother. My dad's
Huh?
friend took my brother to a show for his graduation. Then like he was hooked. Then he got me onto it.
I hear Springsteen shows
on
are
show?
completely insane.
Well, that was the thing. This like last tour, he had peptic ulcer disease, so like the set lists were like completely stale. So it was kind of tough. We had like 8 shows, and they were all the same set list. First Bruce like ever, but then this leg of the tour, it's been like new songs every night.
I saw him. I don't remember when, but like he was, running across the stage, sliding on his knees, like tearing up the guitar, and he had to. What is he? How old is he now?
He's 75.
I was gonna say
still
he's like almost 80.
3 hours and no stops, like no crowd
and
discussion,
his voice
no
is
nothing.
like he's always kind of got that like
gravelly
scruffy voice, but
yeah.
but it sounds like that, like. Bro, if I like have a long day where I like play with my kids a lot, I'm like, I'm so fucking tired. I need a pound of ice cream. How they do that shit, like, and just go tour to tour, city to city, 75.
It's crazy.
I remember when I
will not be alive. I'll be dead. And he's touring.
When I had a house on the Jersey Shore for the summer, one night I went to it was called the Jersey Shore cover band, and they did obviously a lot of Bruce. A bunch of other artists who I'm not really sure. I'm sure Jersey Shore people know them. But I noticed that they didn't know Bon Jovi. And the next day, I was getting lunch with Jay Dennehy. And I was like, why doesn't Jersey
North and South
like take Bon Jovi? And he said in kind of a cool way. He said, if you go to 10 Bruce shows, you're seeing 10 Bruce shows because it's like a jam session where he's playing a different set list, as you said, every night. It's a different show. Whereas Bon Jovi's he said Bruce is a rock star. Bon Jovi is a production star, where everything is the same exact set, same timing, same this.
Yeah.
He's not just like fucking up there rocking out.
Right.
And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That he,
Bon Jovi's got himself a catalog for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's the same guy as I will never forget when Hurricane Sandy happened. And they did a telethon music fundraiser thing, and Bon Jovi sung that song. Who said you can't go home? It was like everybody's houses were wiped out, and he just got up there and sung that. And I remember being the only one going like, "You can't pick a different song, dude. These people literally can't go home. It's gone." Wow. All right. So have you ever talked to Minahan?
No.
Minahan is like he would
Bruce
literally
guy.
truly suck it. Like if that happened, he would have sucked his dick. He would have dropped to his knees and blew him on the
I
spot.
was gonna say it's like the premise of a fan fiction. Except
I know.
he didn't
Yeah.
finish it.
And then Bruce walks in. The connecting door.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was just picturing like your girl's doing her nightly skincare routine. Babe, can you come out? Did you give Bruce Springsteen our room key? She's like, yeah, no, we're actually all gonna fuck.
So that means he was in like a regular room.
Yeah, it was a regular
next to
room.
you?
Yeah. I mean, I think that the
That
band
seems
was
crazy.
like, somehow it was like the whole band on that floor, then just us. We just got lucky, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Because we had seen other people from the band like walking around the hotel and stuff,
Sure.
and on our floor. But yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So wait, just to clarify this, when you didn't grow up listening, you just
No, it
started
was
listening
last
recently,
year,
and then
my first show,
Wow.
he walks into my hotel room.
That's
so it was
crazy.
quite the start.
That's nuts.
I know.
Minahan's gonna be so mad. He was when Brianna posted a picture of meeting him.
Oh
He
yeah.
was so mad.
Yeah.
He was so mad about that. So this is even better. Imagine that, Kirk. If he walked into your room.
Yeah, wild.
That's crazy though to become a late in life. You know what I mean? It's one thing if you grow up with it, but to find Bruce now
Yeah.
and then be like
I
11
know.
shows.
Yeah,
Cool.
hitting it hard.
What's your favorite song? I feel like this is like dangerous territory where like real Bruce fans are like, no, that's not a real.
No, I think this is a deep cut enough. I like Outlaw Pete. It's like
Okay.
came out in like 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely deep cut.
No, it's good.
All right, good stuff, man.
Yeah,
We should
thank
do voicemails.
Yeah.
Okay. Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Whether you're a Bruce Springsteen groupie like 15-year-old Steve just trying to chase down the boss, or if you're just doing one-offs to see your favorite band. Maybe John's going to go see The Strike. Maybe you go see your favorite team play. Maybe you see your favorite comic. Game Time is the best place to get tickets to any live event because they have the best prices and they have the best app to use where it's not only is it simple to buy tickets and send them to the various people in your party, but also they have random notifications where there'll be a random sale. If you're in a certain area of the country, boom, tickets are on sale. If you're looking for a certain event, bam, all of a sudden that event goes on sale. And so you're always making sure you get the best prices available. Also up to the minute pricing.
I remember I was governor's balls this weekend.
Ooh.
Governor's Ball. They got 3-day passes on here. They got Friday passes on
Who's
here.
headlining that?
Skizzy Mars. I feel like Jackie's a big Skizzy Mars fan. I don't know who's at Governor's Ball.
Post Malone is there.
Posty.
My boys RC Drive are there from Northport, so
Okay.
they'll be there. I think Chappelle Roan fights in the gang's new favorite.
Dude, she's the best.
What was she?
Chappelle Roan.
Chappelle Roan's a great name.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's her and the strike is my
Okay.
vibe right now.
So whatever you're doing, you can get the best price available with up-to-the-minute pricing. Also, if you find any ticket price for that event lower than game time, they will give you 110% of the difference right to your pocket. So they guarantee the last-minute best prices available with up to 60% off your favorite events. So what are you waiting for? Go buy your tickets now. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code KFC for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download the Gametime app today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Oh, by the way, I got to give somebody money, but we haven't gotten like another like heavy hitter. I'm reserving the right to not just pass out money for like, what's the craziest thing you learned at an old age? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to bring the heat. So offer still stands. If you tell a good story, bring a good question, really wow the crowd. $1,000.
KFC Feits gang. I have an interesting story. I just got home from watching the UFC fight tonight, and I was out with my friends. We were drinking, having a good time. Got dropped off at my house, and my girlfriend she gets shit delivered to our house all the time. All the time. There's packages in front of our front door all the time. So I show up, Uber drops me off, and I walk up, and there's like 5-6 packages, like a ton of different sizes of boxes, packages, whatever it may be. And next thing you know, just under my breath, I'm like, God, man, next time it's going to be a bomb or some shit because of how many fucking packages are here. It's just something I was just thinking of. I don't know why. Don't know. I just said it out loud under my breath, just like, fucking get bombed at some point. Unlocked my door, threw everything inside, and right behind me, my next door neighbors were about to walk in their door too, and they heard me say that. And they were like, hey, everything okay over there? What are you talking about bombs for? And I was like, no, my girlfriend she gets sent shit here all the time. That's it. So my question is, what have you guys ever said under your breath or inadvertently in anything that has been misconstrued to the point of maybe you're on a no-fly list? Could be me. I don't know.
That's a specific. I don't know if I've ever had that.
I've never had something like that. I can't imagine the stress. He doesn't seem stressed, but I mean the stress of a neighbor, because he's kind of tiptoeing around what he said. I don't really understand what he said.
Did he say I'm gonna bomb?
He said next time there's going to be a bomb in one of these packages, which I don't know why he said that.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I was the neighbor, I'd go into my room and think, fuck, like, what am I supposed to do here? I'm a see something, say something generation, but I'm a no snitch either.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say I'm not a see something, say something. I'm gonna see something and just get the fuck away from it. But if you're talking about bombs,
yeah, I'm not that person, but I was raised in that world.
Yeah.
Where
Yes,
that was
true.
always said.
True.
So I'd just be sitting in the other room like, is that guy gonna bomb fucking? And meanwhile, he's leaving a voicemail like, "Sup, guys? My neighbor thinks I'm gonna blow everything up."
My girlfriend buys a lot of stuff, and my neighbors think I'm a terrorist.
What they think is happening in that room is so different than what's actually happening.
So
They're like,
different.
he's got to build that bomb quick before we call the police. You guys ever threaten to bomb something and you don't even really think about it? When you get home from UFC with the boys and you got some uranium from Iran.
I was gonna say, yeah. Dude, did you see? Speaking of the UFC, did you see that guy get beat up in the crowd?
No.
Dude, this guy, he has the higher ground, and I think at this point, I think we've proven that. I don't think the higher ground is an advantage when you're in a stadium. And I always see guys on the higher ground getting their asses kicked.
I think I usually see him win, but if I was stuck in a lower ground situation, I just grab him and throw him.
Well, so go to the second. Do you have the tweet up? Or go to the very end of this. You'll see the punch thrown. Oh, I guess on the very end. Sorry. He rolls this guy.
Wow.
And this guy's just going, punch me, fucking punch me. Boom. And then the I don't know if it's gonna have it on this video because it was in all. Here, he just rolls. He just fucking tumbleweeds him down the steps. It's a great move. Cocks him and then just boom. See you later. Just flips, and this guy, he beat up like everybody. He beat up the whole section.
Bro, getting in a fight at a UFC event is dangerous territory.
Well, so here's the thing, though. Yeah, it's kind of like Russian roulette in a way. Like, you might be the bullet, though. You know what I mean? It's like, if you're gonna fight someone at UFC, it's like we both might be fucked. You know if you train and shit, you know. But it's like
if
might
you're
also
not someone who's trained, do not fight at UFC.
Do not. That'd be nuts. If I went into a UFC fight and just got drunk and was like calling people out, that's suicide.
Oh, I almost fought when we went.
Yeah?
No, I mean I just saw Emmanuel Acho.
You hate that guy.
I don't know why. I don't know. I don't.
Was he a Deflategate guy or something?
I don't even remember. I just don't like him.
It's very rare that John just has some pure hate in his heart. No reason.
Just something about him irks me. I don't know exactly what it is.
Sorry, Emmanuel.
Yeah. I saw him with the Brady roast too. Didn't talk to him there either.
Oh, he was probably like, "Fuck,
he's
man, Feitelberg is just
this weird Caitlin Clark fan standing in the corner staring at me." I feel like I remember him from UFC. Yeah, no, something about him just bothers me.
It's a weird one. Yeah. It's a weird one to have. I think he always puts out like bland takes. I remember you saying that it's always just like a.
Everyone's now. There's no one putting out.
I haven't seen the takes from today. I'm waiting for them for Caitlin Clark. I'm sure First Take and Undefeated. Are gonna be wild. Yeah. I'm sure Skip Bayless will talk about Jackie Robinson like in earnest. They are going to start to fly. If this keeps bubbling, they are going to start to fly. I'm telling you, the Civil War's coming. Next up.
Hey crew, first time, long time. Sitting here at work, thought I'd share a little story with you guys and pose you guys a question. So a few months back, I went to the bar with my boss, drank some beer, shoot some pool. My boss wound up trying to score a little bit of that white girl from these group of Mexicans that were shooting pool at a different table.
Hell yeah,
got a little tense. They started treating us weird, acting like we were narcs, cops asking for ID and stuff, sketching me out. Wound up going back to this guy's truck. He said he had somebody he wanted to sell. And the whole crew went with us, like 6, 7 different guys. Being all weird, acting all, I don't know, just tense, suspicious. And I noticed one of the guys, he was zipping up his jacket, and I saw that he had a pistol in his waistband.
Jeez.
So that was it. That sketched me out. I went to my pickup. I told my boss, hey, we should dip. Went to my pickup. You know, black, murdered out, tinted windows, F-150, whatever. Had my window rolled down just a little bit. I racked around in my AR, and I guess a couple of the guys heard. They knew what that sound meant. So they went over to the truck that my boss was sitting in with that guy who was selling them some of that dust, and started beating on the windows. Ended up like dragging them out of the pickup, and like tossing them to the ground. They all piled in that truck, and they hauled ass out of that bar parking lot. I know, guns, right? It's Panhandle, Texas. We've all got them in our pickups. They should have known better. I think I got us out of a sticky situation. So I don't know, but my question to you guys is:
have you ever pulled an AR out with your boss?
Tense, weird, sticky situations with any of your bosses, or authority figures in your personal life?
Bro,
that's about it. Thanks, guys.
It's a great story.
I cannot live a more opposite life. Like one time at a happy hour, I had too many glasses of wine, and I was a little like loose-lipped with my boss around me. You're pulling out your AR-15. So wait, he.
What if I pulled a gun on you guys?
Yeah, so he pulled out his gun, and who got pulled out? I lost.
The boss was in a different car.
Okay,
and they heard him cock his gun, so they fucked the boss up. As I understood it. That's about accurate.
But he's like, yeah, I saved your life, though.
Yeah.
Worse was going to happen. I would love it if you pulled a gun. If you were just like, Frank, if Jackie just had a pistol on
me, I was like,
anyway, I started blasting.
Get the helmet, Jackie. No, sir. Not this time.
Dude, like,
Dude, I love that they hear that sound. They know what it means.
but once the guns got involved, I got a little turned off. But up until then, I was like,
The
dude,
way he was
dude,
telling it,
invite me
too.
to the next night out.
Yo, he's like, so I'm with my boss. There's a gang of Mexicans selling that white girl.
I want to go.
You know that about that dust. I'm like, this guy's great.
I want to be at a bar where you get a couple of drinks in you and you kind of start giving that look around. You're like, should we go? and you're like, yeah, we'll just ask the Mexicans at the pool table.
I was gonna say that. I mean, I guess in Texas everything's different in
Yeah.
places, but the last guys I would go for, it would be the Mexican guys in the corner.
Yeah,
But probably
here
down there.
Yeah,
Here
yeah.
it's like I go look for you. It's so funny you say that kind of shit because I don't have that. That's such a common experience for you. Where you're just like, all right, which okay, yeah. And I just never did it. So just like I don't know what's going on. They're going to the bathroom a lot.
Dude, him telling that story reminded me of a story. The one from when I told this recently for some reason. I'm not on the show, but when I was in El Salvador, and we had a party on a volcano that we went. And going to the party, they had all been warning me about the guerrillas in the woods. And we're at the party, and I'm kind of freaking out because it's this family bought a volcano and just put a cabin at the top of it. And
Bought a volcano? You
yeah,
said?
because
You can buy volcanoes.
San Salvador, there's tons of them. It's called La Valle de las Hamacas, which is the Valley of the Volcanoes. There's tons of volcanoes.
I'd love to buy a volcano.
They're $10, but it was a very wealthy family that bought the volcano. They built a lodge up top with no electricity or anything like that, and it was just where their 16-year-old kids went and partied.
Active volcanoes?
Nah, I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
to this one. I don't know, but I mean, there was no
Like, they know
rumbling
it's- yeah,
while we were up there. And so there's the whole party. They're telling me they kept calling me and my buddy an alcoholic because we were so young at drinking. Like we didn't know ice was a normal thing, and I don't know. I don't like cold drinks, so I was just making drinks with that warm. And they're like, "You guys must be alcoholics." But like when you're 16, you just tell anyone who can drink they're an alcoholic.
Yeah.
You're probably right, but but
If you're drinking like warm whiskey when you're a kid, probably on a path.
there was no ice out, so I didn't want to go
I know,
into
but I'm still saying,
yeah.
if you're just sitting there, 16 years old, sipping your shit neat.
But so we're leaving the party, and my friend's in the front seat, I'm in the back seat, and then her friend is driving. She's from San Salvador, and we're driving down, and he's like, "All right, it's getting to the dangerous part. Like, I'm gonna floor it, just like
Get through it?
Yeah, let's just get through it." And I'm like, "Okay." So I'm sitting in the back seat, and he's like, "Oh shit! Oh shit!" And he slams on the brakes. And he pops out of the car and just starts firing. He grabs his 9mm, whatever the fuck, I don't know, some kind of handgun, and he just starts firing it. And I'm in the back seat, like, I really wasn't, to be honest, if I remember correctly, like, I wasn't like freaking out, but I was just like, "Whoa, this sucks." And I was like down in the back seat, and I'm just like, "Well, I'm gonna die. This is it. I'm gonna get shot by guerrillas in El Salvador." And this is
Not a bad way to go.
Yeah,
Kind of cool.
I was probably 16, 17. I was like, I had a good run, and the whole night had been a long con. All the guerrillas they'd been warning me about didn't exist. He was just firing guns into the woods.
Just to fuck with you?
Just to fuck with me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, that's the greatest prank I ever pulled, bro.
Totally. Were you the only one not in on it?
I was the only. Well, there's my other buddy,
Right,
who
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
in the car with us, but
Wow.
so
he eventually stopped shooting. He's like, we're just fucking around.
yeah, and he's like,
Wow.
he's like, "John, you okay?" And I was like, I'm okay. He's like, "Good, there's no one out there." The whole night, the whole party, I've been like looking into the woods. being
Yeah.
like, are the guerrillas coming for us?
Oh man, that's so good.
That's like my
probably what-
only experience with a gun ever, so
Yeah.
that's the only one I have to relate to that.
That's funny. I got robbed by that kid in the Bronx, but he was probably like 14. That's the worst part. Is he was definitely like a kid.
Hey, dude, you don't even need the fucking gun. I'll give you whatever I have.
Seriously, I'll never forget. It was $7, but I was like, I'm getting roughed up by like a 15-year-old. But he's a 15-year-old with a gun. In my head, I was like, he's not gonna shoot me. I was like, he's not gonna shoot me in the head. At the very he's not gonna blow my head off. But I was like, he might. So here's $7. Getting roughed up by the kids of the Bronx.
I don't have any. Well, I mean, boss stuff like Dave's been mad at me for.
Yeah. We've had Dave is more of the looming threat than like anything actually happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's actually, when I do things wrong, he's pretty usually not mad.
Yeah.
There was that one, but
What's yours?
the kickball.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
but that's whatever.
When I saw Olsen the other day, I was like, "You literally saved my job."
Because what he told him was like, relax.
He's like, "Dude, fucking." I remember they pulled up on when I finally got there. You literally saved my job as well, because I was like, "I'm just going home."
I know. If you
And-
went home, you probably would have been fired.
Yeah.
It's like you cannot leave.
You're like, just come take your licks. And I'm like, all right, fine, I'll fucking do it. And then they pulled up on the golf cart, and Dave was like, I don't think Dave even said anything. He was just like mad. And Olsen was like, "Gee, shut up. You got a little fucking drunk with the Stanley Cup."
Yeah.
And then it never came up again, but I've thought about it for a decade. So.
It's mentally tortured me. Mental anguish for 10 years. There was that period of time where we partied and Dave didn't.
Yeah.
Dave was a little bit older, but also I don't think really ever drank like we did. Now I think where everyone's kind of on the same level of not drinking, so it's not really an issue. But it was like, because if you don't do that, you're like, how could you miss that? Where I was like, I don't know, he got his chance to party with the fucking Blackhawks in the cup, so he missed work the next day. Like that fucking happens. Yeah, listen, it's not great. It was a big event, but like that happens. Where I think Dave was like, that never happens.
Dude,
You know?
I was telling the story to Olsen and about like me blacking out the night before, and I was like, I remember my last memory, which I remember having it and going, that's your last memory.
That's it.
Right? And I had told it because we were on air, and he's like a Fox guy. I did a little twist with it where I was like, yeah, I remember I was eating Fruit Loops in an alley, and I just thought eating Fruit Loops because I was bringing something to my face. But I remember doing it, and I was like, I'm not going to remember anything after this. And then I was up for 7 more hours.
Good times, great oldies. All right, last one.
What's going on, guys? Driving home from work, listening to the Are You Garbage podcast, and put on one of the old episodes with a little sass on it, and they're just rifling questions at them. And one of the questions are, do you rock boxers or briefs? And I know the difference in them, but I don't know. I wear the tight ones because, Kevin's been talking about, he gets in the car and he gets hard. And I feel like if I were to wear the loose underwear, I got a loose package bouncing around all day, rubbing on my thighs, I would be at least half mast 90% of the day. And I cannot do that. And that's a decision I had to make as a young lad. And it's hard out here in the summer times, but you got to do what you got to do to protect yourself in this game of life. And the question is, boxers or briefs? Peace.
I mean, this guy might be in the front runner for money just for putting his face on that one. That is such a timeless question that is usually just posed as, hey, boxers or briefs? That took such a detour, talking about his thighs and shit. My lord.
Well,
it also sounds like he doesn't understand the difference between briefs and boxers.
Boxer
briefs.
Agree with everything he said. So I'm a briefs guy, but I call them boxers still. So I'm like, I can't find my boxers.
Briefs.
Yeah, but I'm not like, where are my boxers?
Totally. Okay. Yeah.
But
I would never be like, where are my boxer briefs? Yeah. But you don't ever wear briefs.
No. Sometimes a jock.
You know what? Maybe I'll switch over to briefs.
That I just like.
I know it'd be so uncomfortable, but I think just to be like, I wear briefs.
I'm a briefs guy.
Yeah. Like I'm going fully old. I'm getting on Facebook and I'm wearing briefs. Just to be like, yeah, man, I'm aging. I'm 40. I'm a man. I'm 40.
I'm aging appropriately. I wear briefs now.
Yeah, that's the natural progression. You wear them as like a little kid, and then you wear them as an adult.
Yeah, then you go back to diapers too.
Right. Yeah. There you go. It's boxers are the floppy ones. Boxer briefs are the tight but shorts version. and then briefs
Yeah.
are like the underwear version.
I don't know. Excuse me. If it's because they're satin or velvet, maybe. But I have one pair of boxers.
Velvet? You don't have velvet boxers.
What's velvet's like the
Like
velour?
Yeah.
No.
That would be the
So
thickest boxers ever.
they're like
satin is a boxer.
like
yeah.
sheets are made out of it
Yes,
too. Okay,
yes.
yeah. So if they're
I did
satin.
that once.
Well, with
I had
boxers?
one pair. I once when I was like my first girlfriend, I got satin boxers.
Yeah.
To be like, you get like lingerie and I get satin boxers. And I was like, this is so gay. I was young enough, but like old enough to be like, I put them on. And I was like, I think this is for women. Or something. I was like, what is going on?
But they're hang on, no, they're
You like
amazing.
them?
I
didn't like them.
I have one pair. They're like a navy blue with red stripes. They're Vineyard Vines, and I never wear them. They're like my last. Everything else
Last
is in the
stand
wash
boxers,
kind
yep,
of deal.
yep, mhm.
But I'll say this again. I don't know if it's because of the freedom in a boxer or if it's because of the satin.
And these are loose.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm at threat level orange at all times.
Yeah, because you're getting a little like
Like,
a little swoosh swish.
I'm not hard, but I could be in half a second if you want me to be. Like, I'm ready to go.
Maybe I was gonna say that maybe they're the ready to go boxers. Maybe we should look into that. If you're having trouble getting ready, you put those on. It's a little swish swash.
They're like sometimes I'll just wear them just if I'm just hanging out in my apartment. If
I feel like I remember them being like sticky, like sweaty, kind of, and like not,
yeah, I guess they're definitely in for
if you're
cooler
hot.
temperature.
Yeah.
And if I get delivery, I think this food better not smell too good. Otherwise, I'm answering the store bricked.
Oh my god! Have you ever had a stoolie
DoorDash
or Uber or anything? It really
I got a
makes me
pizza on the
think-
Cape this weekend where I kind of had a knowing look, but nothing.
I that is kind of crazy, no? Or maybe not. Maybe it's just like the world is that big and Barstool's not as big as you think, you asshole. But I'm like, I just feel like by now I would have, and never.
Well, there's a bit of an issue.
Not white people?
Not white people.
Mystery solved.
Yeah. If we
Mystery solved.
did Segura's Spanish podcast, perhaps
maybe then.
There, I mean, you can lower it from. Have you ever had a stoolie? Have you ever had a white person? I don't know that I have.
I've had old white men.
Have you?
Yeah, and you know what? When we had ones in like Arizona. If you go around to
yeah.
if you go
I know,
where there's
I'm
only like white
thinking just
people,
New York.
yeah. If you're in New York, you're not gonna get many of those. That's a fact. So wait, what was the question? Boxers and briefs. Yeah,
briefs. Unless my one pair of boxers that I'm half-hard in.
I have not worn a flop. When I was wearing boxers, I remember there was a time where like I think me and Gaz were like the last two guys on earth.
Gaz, as far as
still
I know,
to this
is
day,
still,
and I
as of 4
respect
years
the
ago.
fuck out of him. He always says the same thing. He goes, "Boxer briefs are whack. It's just whack, bro." And I don't remember why or when or what happened. I probably
I thought those were linen pants.
yeah,
Look
you
at
like?
you, yeah.
And I made. I'm still not sold. I don't
I
know.
think you look fantastic.
I know, but I don't know about Birkenstocks.
No, you look great.
You like them?
Yeah.
I needed like a summer because I don't like to wear flip flops.
Yeah.
And I needed a summer shoe. But to me, Birkenstocks represent like when I was growing up, Birkenstocks were like the cake eaters, like the preppies. Like
I was gonna say in school they were we have
right. And so it was always just it was like literally like if you wear Birkenstocks, I don't like you. And so I have that like image of like douchebags wearing them. But I was like, I'm an old white man. I need something for the summer. Got the Birks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I made the switch to boxer briefs though. I think maybe I was like, probably started to like I probably like was mid-20s and like started to fuck around and stuff, and I was like, you can't have boxers.
Yeah.
Girls are gonna make fun of you. And it's funny because Gaz fucks more than anybody, and every time he's just walking around in his floppy boxers.
Looks like Gaz looks like Victor Wembanyama when he's naked.
Such a freak. But yeah, I feel like you gotta. Have you encountered boxers at all? I feel like the younger generation is probably not even considering it.
No, I don't think so.
What would you do if you saw a pair of boxers?
I don't think I would think as. I mean,
Would it be like a deal breaker or no? You don't care.
I don't like. Again, I don't think before this podcast I really like thought about the difference, like of boxers and briefs.
Mm-hmm. Like if you were hooking up
Like,
with a guy
I
and he
didn't-
took his pants off and he just had like big, like floppy boxers, it wouldn't bother you.
Why don't I never understand that? It's like pants under your pants. I don't
Yeah,
know. Like,
I mean it's crazy.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to like tuck them in,
It's-
and then you can just see them like bunched up. It's nuts. I don't even know why I ever considered it even slightly.
yeah, but now that I know like the logistics of like
Balls and stuff.
yeah, like because you guys have talked extensively about it. Now I would
Them's
be
the
like,
breaks.
wow. Yeah,
I feel like that could be Jackie's answer for most things guys
Yeah.
stress about. Is just I had never really thought about it.
Yeah.
and I
Truly.
wish I didn't ever have to. But like,
Wait, you wish you didn't know after what?
I just like I don't need to know that much about.
Oh yeah, totally. But I think it's interesting. I feel like I would like to. I feel like if you're a girl who wants to know how guys think, we're a good podcast for that.
Yeah,
I would think so. It's very neurotic.
Yeah, I mean we're fucking insane, but but there's some value there. All right, that's it. Wrap it up. I'll see you guys on Thursday.